Hi, I'm Christine, your pediatric feeding expert, and today we're talking about the best plates and bowls to put on your baby registry, when to use things like divided plates, when not to, and some of my favorites. So let's dive right in. Now, as far as plates and bowls, there really isn't as many guidelines as there are with some of the other topics that we talk about, like the utensils or the pacifiers, things like that. But I will share some of my favorites. I do tend to want things that are not plastic, right? I'm very holistic. I try to stick with things that are stainless steel or maybe wooden, right? Like bamboo or something like that. But there really isn't like the perfect plate. Obviously you want things that suction, but if I'm being perfectly honest, it's really, really, really hard to find things that truly suction, at least to all different types of tables and surfaces. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but a lot of them, babies can still make a mess and end up throwing the plate. It can happen. So just a warning. But I'm still going to go over some of the things that I like. I really love things that can double as travel containers, so things that have lids. Ideally, if it has a suction and a lid, like this one, I think that is amazing. They all say super strong suction, by the way. But I think in general, having something like this that really can, be used more than for just at home is really, really helpful. Also things like this, divided plates and bowls are really helpful. I think this is a pretty cool one because it's more of almost like a divided bowl. Like it has like a little bit of a deeper compartment. So I do enjoy this Mr. Chow one. I feel like I don't think this one even has a suction. Oh no, it does have a suction too. So something like this could be really, really helpful. I also love small containers that you can take on the go with you. Again, I like kind of like double duty. So obviously without the lid, it could just be a small bowl for the baby to use. So putting some different foods in there. And again, I like the bamboo. I like babies starting out with some divided plates. I think there's benefits to divided plates and non-divided plates. So for example, divided plates can help actually the parents be like, okay, I need to include lots of different foods. And I notice that when kids are very little, like they're just learning to eat, parents do like to fill up each compartment with a different food. We want babies to have a nice variety of foods on their plate, but that tends to go away, I feel like, when you get into, okay, it's the single bowl, or I don't know if we have it here, or an example of basically just a single undivided plate, baby plate, just to show you. But I feel like a lot of times when I see, see, everything is like divided at first. And it's really easy to put different things in each compartment, but of course, it's because I use the word divided. But let's see. Yeah, just like a plate like that, like a plain solid plate, like these mushy plates here. Okay. I tend to see parents putting one food on that plate. So it's like, oh, well, today you're just eating your, your chicken, and that just chicken goes on the plate. I like you to still do the variety that happens with these divided plates. So if you're going to move to the single plate where there's no divider, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My only thing is make sure you're still putting a variety on the plate. It'll help baby variety breeds appetite. So when they see lots of different things, they tend to eat more. I much prefer that to parents putting one food on the plate. See, this is sort of a good example. So it's just one bowl, one plate. They have one food item in each. That's just what tends to happen. It doesn't have to happen. It's just something that I see commonly. So if you know to avoid that, there's no harm in using, you know, a plain plate, or whatever plates you have at home are perfectly fine. But again, a lot of parents like to do something with a suction because we don't want babies to throw everything on the floor. And speaking of throwing things on the floor, I want you to see something. So it's called a splat mat. So if you feel like babies are throwing everything on the floor, a splat mat is a great idea. It'll help keep your floor clean, and they're easy to just take and throw in the wash, and you could also use them outside, which is great. So something like this might be really helpful. But yeah, there's not as many, I'd say, feeding rules that I would say go along with the plates. It's more parent preference on material, and if you want it to be suction or not, and if you want it to be travel friendly or not. Okay, so that's it for plates and bowls. And if you wanted to see the utensils, be sure to check out that video, because that is a bit more specific to feeding. All right, we'll see you then.